See, look how. He's mad at because we have like, you can't see it, but we have like lit garlands on our window right here.
Yes.
And I was like, last video we forgot to turn it off, and I looked really good. And so we're having it lit for all the videos from now on until this garland goes down.
I put this garland up, and Matt Steele was very much like, oh yeah, it's nice. And then I didn't hear a word about it until it was like, I looked great in that video because the garland. It's like, I didn't do it as extra lighting for you.
This is a Mariah video, so we are going to use the Mariah method of lighting the right side of my face. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Gay Mats. It's Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And we have another patron request video.
Yes.
This is from Ruben, who
Hi, Ruben.
Very excited for us to review this album. He requested this video months ago because, you know, it's taken a while to get through all of the requests. And he also emailed us for our podcast saying like, hey guys, how do you feel about Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel? And we were like, Ruben, you already requested this video. Like, don't worry, you're going to get it.
It's coming. It's coming.
You paid your money for it. You're gonna get it, darling.
And here it is after all this time.
Finally is. This is the first patron request. I think it's the first, if I remember correctly, on an album that we already knew very well.
Oh my gosh. And the thing is, it's weirdly not an album I revisit. Well, I can tell you why it's not an album I revisit that much, but it's like, oh, I know every single word and ad-lib and every moment of this album back to front. So even though I'm like, oh, I guess I don't revisit this or like Charm Bracelet as much or like even Emotions as much as her others, it's just like, well, I still know it. No one worry.
First of all, we're talking about Mariah Carey's album Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel, which came out in 2009?
Yes, it was her follow-up to Equals MC Squared.
Okay, this is her first post-marriage album.
Yes, exactly. Which is why when you first listen to the album, it's kind of like, of course there are the love songs on there, but it's not like, oh, I'm head over heels in love, let's celebrate it kind of album. It's kind of a downer at moments.
At moments. And even songs that kind of like are happy kind of still have a minor feel to them, which like I love. I love like the grooviness. I mean, we'll talk about it. Something that stands out to me is how even though like some things are a little minor and everything kind of like sits in like a groove, a lot of the songs are fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. Like, this is definitely most consistently, like you're getting a funny, quippy line in like 9 out of 10 of the songs.
Oh, absolutely. And they're just like quippy, funny line after line after line.
About my face.
Oh my god.
And I, at the time, and even still today, am one of The Dream's biggest fans. So when I heard that Mariah Carey and The Dream, after making a #1 hit with Touch My Body, we're going to be working together for this entire album, it was Mariah, The Dream, and Tricky Stewart, and I think Big Jim Wright, who is her musical director at the time, may he rest, did basically all of these songs together. Like I think The Dream's not on Candy Bling, and I think, you know, they're not on Languishing, of course. It's just her and her musical director. But overall, this is the most like consistent as far as the collaborators go album in her catalog. It was just like, oh, we're having one sound and one sonic moment and this is what it is. And The Dream has done this with a couple of other artists. Less of a collaboration, more like just The Dream wrote all the songs, and that was for 2 really great albums, Basic Instinct by Sierra and Electric Red's album, which was a group of his. And I recommend those albums. They're definitely more up-tempo, more party-ish. The songs are really excellent and really hooky and a lot of repetition because you know The Dream. But they're also is so much more femininity, and you get Mariah's point of view on this album a lot more than you do on those others, because there are songs on that Sierra album where she says a quote that has always bothered me. The line is, I love watching you watch the game. It's like, no one has ever felt that. If your partner is watching sports, you're always, I at least am always like, all right, let's wrap it up. Okay. So I love that Mariah was involved in the writing process, is what I'm saying. Should we just dive in?
Let's dive in song after song.
Oh, and sorry, just one more thing, not to bring it down, but I have a feeling that, and I don't have the timeline perfect on this, but my hypothesis as to why this album is kind of minor and a little bit dark, even though she's celebrating her new love and she's very much in love with Nick at this era, I think this is around the miscarriage time.
Oh, that makes sense.
So yes, that is my hypothesis, not to bring us down, but that kind of just to give more context to what we believe was happening.
Okay, so she was having her moment.
She was having her moment, and yeah, this album's amazing. So Bet You Gonna Know.
Bet You Gonna Know.
Oh my gosh.
I love Bet You Gonna Know because
too.
it just sounds so like vindictive.
Yes!
I feel like in Mariah's songs you don't get as much like linear plots in her songs, but this is just like, I noticed this and then I did this and then I left and then I did this and then I did this and then I came back and I told you I fell asleep on Jasmine's couch.
Yes!
I thought Ray Ray called you. Like it's all such a very linear story. And what I also love about it is it's so just like, I'm gonna get you back. I don't know how.
Yes!
But I'm gonna get you back. And when I do, I'm gonna laugh.
She's not even going to, you know, go for the jugular, right? Knowing that she had been wrong. She's like, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna sit on this. I'm going to think about how I can ruin your life in the best way. And I love that about her. I remember when I was first hearing this album and I first got to the song and I was like, this is one of the best like productions on a Mariah Carey song.
It's excellent production. Yes.
Throughout, obviously, but like this first song is really much like, oh, we're really taking this to another level. And especially after Equals MC Squared, which is a very good album, has a lot of great moments, but there are some kind of like plasticky sounding productions on Equals MC Squared.
That's a very happy album.
Yeah, it's happy, but also very much like we're trying to get like strike while the iron's hot, very of the moment, very trendy. And this is very much like, no, this is lush and emotional, and I bet you gonna know.
And still sexy.
Oh, still sexy.
I just imagine her just dripping wet in like a pool. I don't know why. Like wearing like a t-shirt that's like soaking wet and she's
I mean, she'd love that. I love that the vocals are strong. And throughout the album, I feel like the vocals are strong, but she's not trying to hit you over the head with them.
No,
you know?
yes.
They're like very reserved. It almost is like a precaution vocal moment for me. You know, it's like the vocals are there and like the tone is here and we all know that they're there, but like it's not about that right now.
And again, with the humor, I love how it's such a dark song, but there are such humorous moments still. But you can tell she's taking these moments so seriously. So like they're funny to us because like we know Mariah, but at the time she's like, oh, I thought Ray Ray called you. I thought Ray Ray. So like looking back on it, you can laugh. But like I'm sure at the time she was writing and she's like, Ray Ray.
And I feel like not to bring up someone who has passed away in our hearts and minds, but this was of the moment of Trapped in the Closet, I feel like, and it's kind of like, let's tell a big long story and like have very verbose explanations of every moment in time that fits in with this. So when she does do it with R. Kelly, this version of it on Mariah, it makes sense, even though I think it's time we take that down, Mariah, but those are my 2 cents. The next song, I mean, what can be said about Obsessed that has not been said before? And again, I was wrong with the song when I first heard it. I was expecting it to touch my body, like ear candy, up-tempo, happy moment. But this song, that beat is unreal. Every single line. Like, every single line is a fucking dig at Eminem, and I live for it.
Every single line is hilarious. Every single section is a hook.
Yes!
Like, even like the background ad-libs at the end are hooks. It's just hook after hook after hook after hook.
You love me.
It's like, wait,
no, keep it up, don't fade out.
It's fading away and that's a new hook.
It is, and I'm ready for it. It's a song that I feel like I love more and more every single time I hear it. It is now in the echelon of songs that like I can't just listen to it once if I'm listening through this album. It's like I have to listen to this twice. It might be the E, it might be the weed, because I heard you've been popping, huh? You get it popping.
He's all up in my George form.
Oh my God. When she first sung, I was like, yes. Yes, I have a George Foreman grill. He's up in your grill.
And just the whistles of the vocal hook.
Yes. The video is such a fucking joy.
Amazing.
She looks beautiful and, you know, handsome. And people are always like, well, were you dressed up as Eminem in that video? It's like, no, I wasn't petite or anything. I looked more like my brother. And this is like so encapsulating of like Mariah from this point on. It's just like the queen of shade, and she does it. She does it.
I love how we're only on track 2.
I know, it's gonna take forever. This album is so long. HATEU is the other song I can't listen to once. One of her best songs.
It's beautiful and sad, and this song, nothing about the lyrics is funny, but just the title's funny.
I mean, the title's ridiculous because it's like, it could be just Hate You. Of course it's HATEU, and you ask Mariah what it means, and she says, having a typical emotional upset. Mariah. You should listen to the Dreams demo of this song, which has been leaked. I think most of the song Mariah kind of rewrites and redoes, but that pre-chorus that I really love seems to be from The Dream, and it's I love
that's like one of my favorite Mariah pre-choruses. I think that I think she sounds so good. Just whatever is done to her voice is how it sounds like. Just so
and lyrics. We went round for round till we knocked love out. We were laying in the ring, not making a sound. Ugh! The thing about Hate You is I don't know if it would have ever worked as a single, but we'll get to the last song on this record, which completely derailed everything. But if they were going to put it out as a single, it could have come out after Obsessed. The album is an urban AC, like urban adult contemporary kind of album. It is a groove album, it is a slow jam album. There is a song at the end of the album that sticks out like a sore thumb. And the fact that we're going to make that the second single makes no sense to me, because what pop radio was doing in 2009 was like, people were getting on the Gaga train. It was like, we're doing up-tempo, like dance music, techno shit. This album's not that. Why don't we cater to the R&B audience? Cater to the people that are going to be around in 10 years when she's still putting out music, and it's not as ageist of a format. Why are we trying to cater to people that are just not looking for her at this point? So, Hate You deserve better, long story short.
Yes.
I think it's up there with like a Can't Let Go, like a ballad for the ages. And also, if we don't forget to look up the remix of Hate You, which features Big Boy and OJ the Juice Man, I think his name was. And I think Gucci Mane as well. It samples Ghost Town DJ's, or Hey DJ, I think the song is called. It is brilliant, it is excellent, it's up-tempo, it is fun, it's summery. She sounds amazing on it. And it's like, at night I think of you. Do that song? I want to be a lady, baby.
No.
Oh, it's a great song.
Okay.
And Mariah samples that and sounds amazing. So we all need to look that up. And I hope it's in an MC30 EP next year when she brings us back. Sorry, track 4.
Okay, track 4.
Yes.
Candy Bling, the loudest snaps you will ever hear in a song. And they last throughout the whole song. I love this. I think this song is such a mood. It's such a vibe. I love how it's so sweet and yet so sad at the same time. Just that nostalgia.
Back in the day.
And singing about like young love and everything. It's like very haunting to me while still like.
And that's, I feel like, is the right way to feel, because it's like, as she like kind of mentions throughout, I think this is about childhood love that like passed away. Like it's like when Dougie Fresh all the way to heaven. So I love that there's a song that is about this, but maybe isn't as on the nose as like a Bye Bye or a One Sweet Day, where it's like, but I want to remember all of the good times we had. It's brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, I love it too.
Ribbon.
Loving on my mind, loving on my mind.
Excellent. I look back and I'm like, what is the right single? If I want to know what love is the wrong single, what's the right single? And I think maybe it's Ribbon.
Okay.
I feel like Ribbon has a little tempo to it. It is very singable. It's not as whispered throughout. Like the hook is very clear. I remember my roommate at the time, a straight man, when I was listening to the album a lot, he always was like, that Ribbon song.
Oh,
and I was like, maybe it could cross over to the straights.
I love the metaphor. I feel like it's kind of like I'm wrapped around your finger, but like it's in more of a uses imagery of like a present, which I like.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like, this is a positive thing.
Yes.
I like it. I think it's a lovely song, while still very edgy.
Of Mariah Carey's We Belong Together, We're Doing It Again, I think Inseparable is one of the best.
Oh, I think Inseparable is great, yeah.
Inseparable and I Stand Love, and are the post Don't Forget About Us, like let's try to recreate that magic songs that I think really work. I think as we get further and further along in time, I don't need them as much, but Inseparable, what a vocal, what a chorus. It's so singable. I love the production. It's simple and does what it needs to do. We love a ballad with a beat. Vocally, it's very very present. One of the most straightforward melodies on the album. There's a remix that was going to be on that remix album with Trey Songz, which is really good.
Yeah, I definitely agree that Inseparable has the most immediate chorus, or one of the most immediate choruses on the album.
Yeah,
I would say.
So again, maybe that should have been it. I don't know, but I feel like people probably didn't want to do that because it's like We Belong Together, blah blah, let's let it go. But this worked, and when things work, it works.
I believe Standing O is next. Did this come out around the same time as the Rihanna Round of Applause, Standing Ovation?
Probably was a year later, I'm thinking, yes.
Because those two songs are very similar.
Yes, conceptually. I like the song. I thought it was up-tempo. I think maybe like between, I'm sure some of the hooks in Obsessed had like an so maybe you can't have your hook be yeah. But it's very singable, it's catchy, and you know, I just love the Dreams writing, and this feels very Dream, of like, we're just gonna repeat oh, and like do crazy things with the vocal on it, and that's the hook, so get ready.
It works, yeah. Is next, It's a Wrap.
Yes.
Oh. I love It's a Wrap, and I feel like I've heard you talk shit about It's a Wrap.
It's not my favorite.
I think that's crazy. I think the let me take a breath, let me take a breath.
It's cute.
I think that's like one of the best melodic moments on the album.
It's cute and it's interesting and she sounds good. It has very good moments. I just remember there being people being like, it should be the single.
No.
I think it's where it needs to be.
Yes.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay, no, It's a Wrap. No, that's not a single. That is I think, a very strong, different album track.
Yes.
That's a little more mature, a little more, I mean, the whole album's like a little laid back. But like, this is like laid back without the like groove. Like, this is just like, I'm just chilling, you know, just drinking.
There ain't no donuts, ain't no coffee.
Hold up. Ain't no donuts, ain't no coffee. Huh.
And she performed the shit out of it. Like, I think she did it on like the George Lopez show, and she sounded great. She did it on the Angel Advocate tour, sounded great. Hop out my face, boy.
I mean, that's just your mantra. When I break, I bake. It's like, no, it's not chipped, it's not cracked, it's shattered.
It's shattered.
Bye.
I love this song. The Nicki remix, you know, we all know what happened with that relationship, but that was a great video. Looked like a Target commercial, directed by Nick Cannon. It is catchy, it is fun. I would have preferred a different song in the same vein to be the single instead of this one, but I thought it was a fun video, a fun moment, and 2 Lego blocks. Harvard University graduating class 2010. Couldn't put it back together again.
What a lyric. Just complete ridiculousness. To me, that bridge is just the star. Because she's just like, we're going to throw melody out the window. I'm just going to ramble on and on and on. And all of it's going to be hilarious.
And even the end where she's like, tell you what? Tell you nothing. I'll tell you something. I'm out of here. And I love the like reprise moment with the marching band.
Oh, it's so good.
I love that too. I think More Than Just Friends, God, what a feel-good fucking jam.
Oh yeah, out of all the songs, this is probably the most like breezy, pleasant. The verses. The lyrics in the verses are straight up like Cole Porter.
Yes.
We are just gonna rhyme, and it's gonna be fun.
Yes, rhyming grotto with Serato. Like, yes, gonna mix it up like Serato. Like,
then we'll catch up like tomato.
Yes. Oh,
adorable.
She talks about her Chrissy Lou's and her Jimmy Choo's. Like, justice for More Than Just Friends.
It's really fun. I like it.
Love you like a freeze pop. Love you like a milkshake.
Now that is a lyric. When I tell you, I will be at your funeral, giving the speech, crying, giving your eulogy, just saying, I loved him like a freeze pop. I loved him like a milkshake. That's gonna be my speech, and everyone's gonna be like,
I understand it.
I love The Impossible because it is just the most straight up I love you song.
I know.
But it still sounds so...
I know.
Like, it's like there's something there.
Yes, there's a shadow. There's an underbelly somehow.
Musically, I think it's so interesting. I think she sounds so good. I love The Impossible.
Every lyric. And I feel like, this song, more than Love Story on the last one, for some reason, this song is like, feels like what her love with Nick was. Like, it's like, this feels like the theme song for them in a way that, you know, Love Story is not my personal favorite, but I know there's also, you know, that's very much about them as well. But I don't know, I really love The Impossible. And I always wish that, because a lot of the Angel's Advocate remix duet versions, because she's gonna put out a remix album that was basically duets of all of these songs. And I think T-Pain's Candy Bling remix is out on the internet somewhere. And of course, the Mary J. Blige It's a Rap is on Mia and Mariah. Apparently there was a version of The Impossible with Jodeci, classic 90s R&B group, which gets a shout out in the song that never leaked, and I want to hear it. So if there's a Rarities 2 out there, Mariah, The Impossible. Then we get to the reprise, then we get the Angel, the Prelude.
How long is it? Of just nothing but whistles.
Just whistles. Yikes. It's like, look,
angels.
We're just singing as high as we can, and then the song Angels Cry is lovely. It's a lovely song.
I think this is such an underrated Mariah Carey song. It's more of, I would say, Rainbow era-ish sound melodically and everything. I feel like if it came out in '99, it would be a hit.
I could see that.
But I think it still holds up. It has a classic feel to it. The melody is so strong.
Yes.
It's beautiful. She sounds great.
It's absolutely excellent. I love the song too, and it's one of the few songs that her duet with Neo came out and has a video for it. It's actually very popular on YouTube. I think it did very well in Japan. For some of those cut and paste duets she does, I'm like not the biggest fan of, but like he really works in the song and like rewrites his verse, and then they do harmonies on the end together, and I'm like, this is actually very lovely. So I would recommend, if you haven't heard the Neo version of this song, listening to that as well. But either way, great song.
Has she ever performed this song live in like one of her concerts?
I don't think so.
I would love that. I'd love that one. It's Mariah.
I know, I would love to hear it. Languishing's harder to hear after listening to the Memoir.
Well, yeah.
You know, because you're just like, oh. Because it's like listening to songs like Languishing and Petals, which I'm sure you love Languishing because it's a Petals, you know, cousin. Listening to songs like that now, it's like, now we know the full fucking story behind them. And so it's like, oh, it's dark.
I know. You know I love Languishing, you know, because as a pedal stand, as a camouflage stand, I love just the quiet, introspective ballad.
You too.
I love how it's also an interlude, but it's like, oh wait, no, it's a full song.
I know, this is longer than songs that are come out today in our singles.
Yeah, so. The melody is so similar to Petals, but it still kind of holds its own. I love how Allison kind of just has her own melody that Mariah just associates with her, that I think is such a beautiful, sad and haunting.
It's the thing, it's like a haunting, broken, like a little ballerina box, like spinning around. It's scary. It's scary.
I love Languishing. I love it.
I love it too, but it just makes me sad. And then after 15, 16 perfect tracks, we come to what I would argue is Mariah Carey's worst cover. I hate this song in all incarnations. I hate the original version. Mariah's cover, it's like, do we need the snaps? Honestly, there's no version of this song that I find pleasurable. She sounds good, but like...
Yeah, she sounds great.
We know how I feel about chord changes that go down. Like, what is that? And why was this the second single? Why did that video look like that? Like, I have nothing but question marks around I Want to Know What Love Is. I don't get it.
I don't dislike it, but I don't understand why it's on the album.
No.
I don't really think it needs to be on the album.
No.
I really don't know why it was chosen as a single.
No.
But I don't dislike it as much as you. Like, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's a cover of a nice song. She sounds great. Okay.
She does sound great. And some of those live performances of the song are really, really excellent. But whew, I just don't like the song. But it's a sour end to a very sweet and consistent listen that Memoirs is, and I think it is a record that is underrated even by me, because like when I listen back to it or when the songs pop up from it, I'm like, this is actually excellent, because I think at the time it was hard. The sameness is hard when you're so used to an artist like making a Me I Am Mariah-esque album where it's like, oh, we're gonna try this producer and this sound for one song, and this producer and this sound for another, and this was like, no. This is a single body of work. Sonically, we're having one speed, even though we're saying a lot of different things and painting with different colors. It's all in the same universe and same world. And I think there's something to be said for that, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. If you're not in the mood for it, it can maybe feel like a long listen.
Yes.
Still, like, you listen to those songs individually and you're just like, wow.
I know.
And like, if you are in the mood for it, forget it. Like, it's perfect. It's like, oh no, I'm in a Memoirs kind of mood.
And you know, I'm proud of her for sticking with like, this is the music I want to make, even though the world's going dancey and poppy and techno. Like, I'm in a mood that I want to make down-tempo R&B and like write a lot of lyrics for every song, and that's what I'm doing. So fuck you all. And it's like, yeah, she's been in the industry long enough at that point to just do what she freaking wants. After 20 years, just do what you want, girl. So I love it. Thank you for reminding us, Ruben, of the greatness of Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel. And make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Matt Palmer Music.
And it's Matt Steele.
And at 2Gay Matts for the both of us. Make sure to listen to our podcast. It's called 2Gay Matts. It's updated every Monday. And also our new spin-off Spotify exclusive podcast, 2Gay Matts, The Listening Party. We actually listen through albums and like play the songs along with you. It's really fun, and I think you'd enjoy it. Go to patreon.com/2GayMatts for extra bonus content from us. And also, we love Adam Parnell.
Yes.
We love Montana.
Yes.
We love Richard.
Yes.
Do we love anyone else?
And we love Jesse.
We love Jesse. I'm sorry. It's hard to get off names. But we love all of you so much. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll be back soon with more 2Gay Matts.
Bye.
Bye.